December 6th, 1998. Okay. Before
The
I was
plane
born.
that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
What an opening sequence. Oh, hello, who's this?
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees Company's lawyers are scrambling.
Oh, I have to click, okay. But who is this person?
Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Oh, okay, so when you're invested in the blood relative of the family, you must be like probably in the family or something. So you want to make sure you get your share of the insurance?
I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
I would say I'm more of a junior noob.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Tempting. I'll try my best, okay? So complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. So the siblings are in birth order, yeah, of course. Oldest is the first one, and youngest is the last one. So examine the evidence, search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupants, and fill in the... Oh, sleuth! Fill in the photos and the occupants and the name. Okay, here we go. So I think we got new evidence. I was about to say notification. What is wrong with me? So I think we go to here. Ooh, God Milk picture or the list of names. Really, God Milk? The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate. Considering the circumstances, the ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottrees is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." True. What's this? Oh, I can zoom in on the photo. Oh, okay, so someone's got a ring, so they're engaged. So, how do I... Oh, I can drag this! Okay, what else can I do? Oh, that's how to get the photo! I just click on their faces. Okay. I was just dragging it around like stupid. Oh, and that's how to minimize. Oh, what's the arrow? Oh, the list of names! So I can just scroll through like this. Okay. So, the list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. So, these are all the names of the women. So, Eloise, question mark, question mark, question mark. So, what if that's the mystery woman? Gwyneth Anderson, Deborah Bean. Oh, love that name, Bean. Laura Carlson, Stephanie Cottrell, Patricia Christensen, Sarah Cosell. I almost said Coswell. I feel like I'm dyslexic. I don't think I can say dyslexic without even flubbing. Anyways, Daniel Franks, Louisa Garcia, Bonnie Hudson, Edith Jacobson, Patricia Jones, Bethany Kellig, Stephanie Landon, Clara Lansing, Diamond. Oh my goodness, Diamond. That's like this has to be like a celebrity name, like a type, like you know the type of, like, you know, the celebrity kids that I'm trying to talk about. Like there's Rocket and Apple and Northwest. Oh my goodness, what is that? La Rox? Oh, is this like some sort of enunciation? Like, is this like a different language? It's like, I want to apologize if I misannounce or mispronounce the names. Is it La Rue? Like, is the letter silent? Like, is the X silent, or is it La U? La U? No, the R is capitalized, so it's got to be La Rao. La Ruse? But we also got a Jane and Kim. Okay, so these have to be like all siblings. These three will have to be siblings. I feel like Diamond might not be the birth name. What if it's like maybe it could, like, I feel like this could be like a celebrity, and maybe it could be like a stage name or something. I don't know. But anyways, Helen Lennon, Gwyneth Madsen, Nicole Madsen. Okay, so related. Joan Monroe, Angelica Morden, and Caroline Morden, and Gwendolyn Morden, all related. I almost want this said Quidditch. April Quaritch. Oh, okay, so, I see. We got a Rafferty LaRue, and okay, so this must mean, someone like okay, so someone from the Rafferty kept their the name they were born with and added on the married name. So these two, or maybe these two, or like, no, these two could be siblings. We got Candy Roottrees, Arlie, Gwendolyn. Is it just me? Oh my goodness, there's more than one Gwendolyn. We got a Gwyn, Christina, Lauren, Margalite. November. That okay. Okay, so there's a Raina, Riley, Samantha, Tessa. I almost said Tesla. What is wrong with me? Nicole, okay, so we got a Penelope Tessa Green, Brenda White, Catherine Wilkins, and Jem Wilson. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of names. And okay, now we've just scraped off the women. It goes straight to the men. So Sam Cattrall, Linus Cornwall, Walter Forsyth, Christopher Hudson, Guy Hudson, Brian Jones. Ooh! Okay, so the third and fourth. So it's like, we'll need to find David the second or something. Because there's a Ernest and Ernest Jr., Madsen, Mark Landon, James Morden, Zachariah Morden, Chris Rafferty, Clark Rafferty, Jacob Rafferty, Carl Roottrees, Clancy Edward Roottrees, Clancy Jr., Edward Roottrees, Elias Roottrees, Elias Jr., Elias C., Elias M. There are so many Eliases. What? Jack, James, Miracle, and Junior, and the third. Oh my goodness. So Robert and Ronald, and Wolf. Oh my goodness. I feel like obviously that has to be some sort of celebrity child. So Thomas Sheridan, Jason, Stephen, and Zach Wilson. Oh my goodness, that's all the names. Oh. So I took the picture. Oh wait, I gotta go back. So yeah, I examined the evidence. Oh, internet. We gotta search the internet for clues now. So internet right here, the PC, and then home. What's this? Woo! Welcome to your notepad. On each page, other than this one, you can jot down important information such as names, family, relationships, marital status, sibling count, or anything else you'd like to remember. Tips. Page titles can be renamed to make it easier to remember that you've written on each one. Highlight any text in your web browser or evidence for the quick option to add it to your notes. The entire contents of your notepad are saved even if you quit the game. Don't forget to check them when you return. And family reminders. Siblings, often referred to as brothers or sisters, people that share the same parents. Cousins, sometimes referred to as first cousins, people that share the same grandparents but not the same parents. Second cousins, sometimes referred to as distant cousins, people that share the same great-grandparents but not the same grandparents. Third cousins could also be sometimes referred to as distant cousins as well, people that share the same great-great-grandparents but not the same great-grandparents. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, okay, so American school terms. Yep. K to 12 stands for kindergarten to 12th grade. This includes all schooling from ages 5 to 18. And schools produce yearbooks, which are albums of stage photos of the students, typically with solid color or cloudy backgrounds. So that's a welcome, so we can add a page. Page 1. Okay, cool. I'll keep this like by my side, so... Ooh, welcome. What's this? Cashew Pad welcome text. Welcome to the Information Superhighway. Thanks for purchasing a new Cashew PC. Your PC is equipped with a 56K modem, which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web, even those with high-resolution images. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer, or burn a music CD to listen to later. If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use Netscape Explorer's new history feature. Happy surfing, and remember, Cashew PCs are delicious. Alright. So I have no new notifications. No documents printing. So it's 7:03 p.m., 6th of December, 1998. So we're doing this pretty late. So, internet? I don't know why the loading sound is just so soothing to me. Oh, I can choose to disconnect. No, let's go to Spider Search because this is opened up. So, let's see. You must... Pro tip, you can create notes quickly by highlighting text with your mouse. Okay, so there was the Got Milk ad. That's all I got. Alright, so Got Milk is a series of advertisements for milk funded by dairy farms that feature celebrities with milk mustaches. Okay, so the Roottrees sisters, I think I need to highlight this, right? Highlight. No, I don't think I... No, maybe I'll leave it. So, the Roottrees sisters did an ad that used as a modified version of the photo you have in your inventory. The ad mentions there are models on magazine covers and also are associated with the Roottree Candy Company. Alright. How about I look up Roottree Candy Company? Search. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. So mixed in with the recent news of the plane crash, there are a lot of results for Roottree's extremely popular candy products. Their official website is unstable due to the traffic it has been receiving. However, you find a direct link to the history section that manages to work momentarily. The Roottree Company was founded by Elias Roottree. Okay, let me just highlight this. So, let's see here. So yeah, Candy Company history. What else? Hold on, let me just read this. So, shortly after he married his wife Gwyneth. Okay, so wife? Or I think I should say partner. You know, modern times, even though technically we're not in the modern times, we're in the 90s. So maybe I'll do partner / wife. Just to make it nicer. And then like, so... I know the name at least. So Gwyneth, whose family owns a small farm called the Anderson Maple Farm. Okay. It involves a lot of typing, so hold on one moment. So how do I sum it down? So, I mean, she's the daughter? No, it could be Gwyneth Anderson. Was there a Gwyneth Anderson? I'll type it here. Owned. Oh, like, yeah. Anderson Maple Farm owner family business. For reasons that aren't explained on page, it has no CEO and no stockholders. Instead, it's run by, a president. Okay, so that, okay, hold on. Let me just edit this note here. So, hold on. So if I hit enter, let me just do something like, okay, I can't, like, I'll do it in, like, dot points, because I can't, like, if I hit enter, it's, like, another way for saving notes. So let's see. President of Roottrees Candy Company. Alright. Oh, so it then ends up going down. Okay. So partner/wife Gwyneth Anderson Maple Farm Owners, which is family business. Actually, let me just fix. Maybe that might work better, I don't know. So, with input and votes from extended family, the site does mention that every president has been a direct descent of Elias and Gwyneth, including Carl Roottrees, who's, despite his passing, is listed as the current president. Oh, okay, hold on. But I don't know much about the Roottrees sisters yet, so maybe, hold on, let me just do Carl Roottrees, highlight him, and then say current president of company. Okay, so then the product that put them on the map were 5 pieces, maple candies with 5 different flavors that are dipped into a crispy, crackly candy coating. Since then, they have branched out to countless other products, all of which incorporate maple in some way. So their sister company, simply titled Root, specializes in children's clothing. The primary models for Root are the Roottrees sisters. Okay, so the Roottrees sisters, let me just, how do I... Let me just delete this, one moment. So let me highlight this, go back. So they are... So obviously they are models, duh. And specialize, or maybe I should say clothing company? Yeah, I'm not confident with the clothing company, but I'll still put it on there. What else? Maybe go forward again. Maybe I'll do more the Roottrees sisters. Let's search them up now. What? Oh, I misspelled. Good job, me. There we go. Oh, I forgot. There was another T. Oh, bugger me. Hold on. The root. Wait, no, I got it. Oh my god. Sisters. There we go. We got there finally. So there are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottrees sisters' modeling careers. You also come across an unofficial Roottrees fan site, seemingly curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text, so hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest. Okay, so Raina is oldest sibling. She and got married to TMS. Okay. That's also important. So married TMS. I feel like that could be just initials for something, so I might have to look up TMS. Almost sounds like TMI. But Riley is the smart one. Okay, so that's so Riley equals smart. Maybe let me just yeah. It says she's smart, but she's like, but we don't know if she's like the middle child or the youngest. Oh, Rose is the middle child. Okay, here we go. We got somewhere. So Rose, middle sibling. Rose is a middle child like me. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom, Mother Brenda, is a fashion designer. Okay, so fashion designer. Goodness, I can't even type. So I don't need to question mark because then it adds up to clothing company because the fashion designer. I lost where I was. Oh, they do the modeling for the brand Root. Oh yeah, clothing company Root. Let me just add that in. I eat Roottrees candy all the time. My favorite are Maple Crisp and try to dress in plaid Root. Clothes like Riley does in most of posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced. Oh, okay. Wait. I now know who Rose is. Because, yeah, Raina's married, so she has the ring. So let me just... Wedding ring. And then... Ears... Rose is the middle sibling. Ears are pierced. So that means she's got to wear earrings. What else? The website's author continues to talk about her own life and what she likes about the Root fashion lines, but none of it is relevant. Okay, well, I believe I got as much info as I can on the siblings, because I need to, because it said only to figure out the sisters. Or maybe I could. Wait. Maybe I'll look up TMS. Okay, so TMS is a common abbreviation for early 90s teen heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. Oh, okay. So, if I could spell it, Tommy Mark Sheridan. So Riley is smart. Oh, so then by default she'll be the youngest. Youngest sibling. Let me save this. Okay, so apparently I got Carl, who, that's the only information I got. He's the current president of the company. Let me add more to his notes. So he's the current president. 3 daughters. Yeah, that's just all I pretty much have to say. But I think maybe I might backtrack with Carl. Wait. Let me just fix 3 daughters. The Root Tree sisters. Yeah, so it was Raina, Riley, and no, it was, hold on, Rose and Riley. Yeah, there we go. Do it like that. Okay, so let me just read this from the top because I just completely forgot where I was. So TMS is a common abbreviation for early 90s teen heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first credited role as Thomas Sheridan was on a soap opera called Time Marches Onward. He skyrocketed to popularity after his starring role on the sitcom Brother Trouble. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for his supposed... and more recently his relationship with Raina Roottrees. After a short engagement, they married in 1997 when she was only 19 and he was 23. Oh, so she was only 19. Well, then again, I feel like that someone... I feel like... No, I'm pretty sure I heard that a celebrity did marry... Yeah, I'm thinking of, I mean, it's not the celebrity in the 90s, but I'm thinking of a celebrity now. Was it Millie Bobby Brown that married when she was 19? Or closer? Because I think I heard she's married or engaged, the last I heard. I don't really keep up with celebrities at all, so apologies for any offense. But, I think I got much as what I can, so how do I, what's the... Oh, that's for hints. The ducky is for hints. Oh, and it's music, settings, what's home? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. This is so cool. What is this? Alphabet Davies in the Erased Names of Genesis. Alphabet Davies ends of beginnings. A young alphabet adventure family. Doku. Okay, let me just back out. What else is there to look at? Riot Girl. Okay, what's this? Oh, the Notorious Monjoys. Okay, so there's a family tree for them. Let me maybe go back out because... Oh no, that's the PC. Wait, can I just... I want to see if I can look up this, like, the sisters individually. It's like the same thing. Okay. How about I back out, go back here. So we need to fill in the names. Okay, let me get the notepad. Coolest thing is I can drag. So this one, so we know it's Raina, and let me just close this. So we know him, Tommy, Toomey. Maybe like TMS. Wait. Yeah, Thomas Sheridan. There we go. And then they're models. All of them are models. So let me just do their occupation as model. And then Rose. Oh, this is interesting. There's nobody in the list with that name. If someone isn't in the list of names that your employer provided, doing a deeper dive on what you learn about them will often lead to additional discoveries. A good research tip is to make note of any brand names, books, product lines, or magazines that you don't recognize and search for them. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. So let me just do Riley. Okay. So I know Riley's the youngest. We need to now find out about Rose. So let's go back to the PC. Maybe I'll try Riley Roottrees. If I can spell Roottrees properly. Oh, wait. Roottrees. I keep forgetting there's like 2 T's. And site. Maybe go back. Maybe Brenda Roottrees. You stumble across an auction for a black and blue dress that's a Brenda White original. The auction describes it as a vintage dress from before Brenda became Brenda Roottrees, a designing clothes for Root. Maybe do I just do plain out Root in capital? The white and gold dress itself doesn't seem relevant for your search. Okay. Roots is a pretty common word. Although searches are not case sensitive, if you're searching for something specific, you should keep an eye on how it's spelled and punctured during your research. For example, the clothing company root always has a period after it, even if it's not an end of a sentence. Additionally, if you're searching for a name, most of the time you'll need the full name, but sometimes if someone goes by nickname, searching for their nicknames is the only way to find results. Okay, maybe try Riley. No, I tried Riley Roottrees. So Carl Roottrees passed in the recent plane crash along with his wife Brenda Roottrees and their daughters, the Roottrees sisters. He was the president of the Roottrees Candy Company as well as the clothing company Root. Oh, wait, let me just add that. Current of Sugar Company and Clothing Company. Okay, so he's co-founded the company with the clothing company with the wife. So let me just add that. Co-founded with wife. According to the news site, the Roottrees Candy Company plans to put out a press release sometime within the hour to address the absence of Carl, the crash, and questions that they have been receiving. What else can I do? Okay, hold on. Let me just, instead of typing it out, maybe I'll try this. Oh, wait, I did look this up because it's all... I mean, I should have just looked up the name, Rose, instead of just scrambling, trying to find it elsewhere. So Rose Roottrees is not as popular as her older sister, Raina, but still very well known. Most of the time, they're lumped together as the Roottrees sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different than when searching for the sisters together. So if someone isn't in the list of names that your employer provided, doing a deeper dive on your books, product lines, and magazine. Oh, wait. Roottrees Sisters Magazine? Or Roots Magazine? Let me just add something here. Rose is the middle sibling. And then not well known. Or not popular. But still well known. I've already looked this up like many times. Oh, obituaries! The Roottrees sisters obituaries. Because it's got to have the actual name there, right? So it says, don't know where to look next. If you're completely stuck, try talking it through with your rubber duck. Yes, I would like to get a hint, please. Interests and occupations. Okay. Fashion brand, yes, the Root. I searched that! Game! I searched it! Or should I do like clothing company route? What? Or maybe like... It's not helping me here. Maybe Carl? Or maybe like I need to do the full name. Carl Roottrees. Maybe Raina. Because Raina's popular out of the models, right? Or maybe, like, if it's not just Root entirely, maybe I should do Root Fashion or something. Ah, here we go. This is a bit new. It's so embarrassing that I needed to use a hint straight. Like, what is this, a tutorial or something? So Root the period is part of the name is a clothing company. They make clothes for children from toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic, you find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. One of them has this to say: you spied the Roottrees sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you two can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina. So you can also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently, Root has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984, and Raina appeared on almost all of them. There is only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottree, the Roottree sisters' mother and Root's head designer, appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with bingo! Birthday Carly! Okay, got it. Oh, that took so long. The hint said search up Root, so I typed in Root, but it didn't. But I guess it meant like not just the word Root itself. Hold on, let me just write this down. Oh, that took so long just to figure out just that. My thought process is so different. Okay, hold on. Wait, unpublished, still known. Birth name. Carly. Alright, we got it. Okay, now, since we got the middle child's name, let's go back to the billboard. And then Carly. Roottree. There we go. Okay, so I now know from here that the old one is Mary, so I assumed wedding ring, and the middle child, and like Carly, has to be ears pierced. So straight off the bat, we got. So wait, hold on. This one's definitely this one, and I think this. Yeah, I think it was her. Hold on, now I need to double check. Yeah, it was her, the one in the blue, because like if I look closely, she's got the ring right here, so that's her. Okay, let me go back to the billboard. Do this one here, and then this one right here. Well done! I'm so embarrassed that I had to use like a hint. So there are 3 entries correct and have been locked. Yes, yes, and yes. So there's like 50 of these I have to try and find, and follow it. And also I've locked the following option entry: the husband. Booyah! Hi again.
Sorry to test you, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
Sweet! Even though I was struggling just to find the birth name of the middle child.
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch.
Okay, what's the catch?
The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine. The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives.
Okay, so it was like bolded. So are you hinting that there's like the twist is there's like a secret family that wasn't considered as a blood relative. So you needed to make sure that secret family is added to the tree.
Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries. Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable root trees.
Cool, thank you for giving me some stuff.
Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
Okay, so it has to be like a direct family line, so the married partners don't really count as much. But, like, they are optional lock-ins, I guess? So I have to find 6. Whoa, that just got super big so quick. What happened? Oh, you're back!
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out, I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here. Thank you, and good luck.
Okay, that's suspicious to say not to mention you. So, stars. That's a star. We already know who that is. Oh, who's that? There's like a lot of stars going on. Slew! Okay, so straight off the bat, Roottrees Candy Company, founded in 1908. So, before the person hire you return, every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. Good. Okay, so we already know Elias and Gwyneth. Okay, hold on. So once you verify this person, you'll be able to add a bonus. Okay. First off, okay, hold on. So I already know this one is Brenda, because it's the Brenda White. And then this one is Carl, because it's the dad, Carl Roottree. And then he was the president of the current... I'm trying to hold in a sneeze, but I'm also shocked. So there's like 5 presidents? Okay, so Carl was the current one, so he has to be the last. And that means he, so the founder might be the first one, right? I'm assuming. So this one has to be Elias. How do I... Oh, but the problem is... Oh, wait. It could be the first Elias or Elias Jr. I better be careful. I mean, it does say Elias right here. So I could be bold and add Elias. And then we need to find out which Gwyneth though. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Gwyn... Yeah, because she owns a family farm, right? If I could spell it. There we go. And I think because he was the founder, maybe he could be the first president? Because I don't think stereotypically women were women couldn't be allowed to be president of the company. Or CEO at the time. So let me just, I'll have to now try and find a picture. But let's see what else. Story so far. So, the Roottrees sisters and their parents oofed in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at your door and said the lawyers were looking to sort out the family tree. After a quick test, the figure gave you access to some resources. This included a list of notable Roottrees, who they said would be the easiest family members to place. They said they would return in time it took to fill out 6 more blood relatives. Let's see what else is there. Oh, 11. What? Learn about intuition. So this is an advertisement for 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. Okay, maybe I could try and search Teen Blast up. Oh, I could search periodicals. Let's try that. So I got periodicals. That's new. Oh. Wait, hold on. What else? What's this? Intuition. been in this line of work for a long time, so long in fact you develop a sixth sense for how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is to find. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off an alarm bells, a list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it as you progress. The numbers will change when you find more evidence or lock in family members. New discoveries will be added to the list, and older evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrases it mentions. Often the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored. Armed with a new perspective, sometimes the reason certain evidence has such high value it is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Okay, so maybe 5 pieces. Let me try 5 pieces. Go back to here. 5 piece. If I could type 5 pieces. Hold on. No, did I? What? Maybe Roottrees? Roottrees 5 pieces? Still nothing. Hold on. So strawberry, powerful plum, or power plum, cool chocolate, bad blue raspberry, awesome apple. There's 5 flavor because the original inventor had 5 kids. Maybe that's why kids still love them. So, okay, there were 5 kids. Because it's no longer the 1920s. What even is an elderberry anyway? Okay. So it mentions the 5 pieces were named as such because the original creator had 5 children. The ad also mentions that the current flavors are not the same as back then. Let's see about this. Ooh! Okay, this might be super duper helpful. Easy to find online. Yeah, I could just look up the names here. So there's a list of notable Roottrees. The person who hired you gave you the list and said everyone on it could be found easily via your search engine. So yeah, I can go back. Oh yeah, I could go back and look up these 2 people. Yeah, let me go do that. Okay, so I think more has okay, here we go. So okay, this has to be new. So December 6, 1998. It is with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottrees sisters, and the other employees that perished in a terrible tragedy. The entire Roottrees family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Feeling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we hope you join us looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. They go on the list of some of the accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Okay, let me try search it here. Ooh, Business Watch. Okay. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on companies, CEOs, and economy. They have been around for over hundreds of years in one form or another, and they will often write about major changes in management at famous companies. Every year they offer an award to a prominent businessman who has furthered the field. They call this Watchman of the Year. You, through a few searches that 2 Roottrees have been featured as Watchman of the Year, Elias Roottrees and Carl Roottrees. Business Watch does not host any online archives or on any site you can find via spider search, though you may be able to find individual articles. Okay, let me just jot this down. So I don't think I'll need the Roottrees sisters anymore because I got them all covered. So let me just delete them. So let me just now focus here. So, Watchman of the Year. Business magazine. If I could. So, Business Watchman C. So let me just do this. Business watch. Or maybe... No, Watchman of the Year. What? Maybe Carl Roottrees. Try like this. What the? Or maybe do I need to do Carl Roottrees here? There we go! It was just I needed to do it on... I did it wrong side. Durr. So Carl Roottrees was voted Watchman of the Year in 1987 for his work with Root. The cover and the summary of the article has been added to evidence. Sweet. Yes. Perfect. I'll need that. So let me just back out here. So Carl Roottrees cover, according to the cover, Business Watch is the magazine for and about corporate leaders and has ongoing coverage of who's who in the corporate world. Carl was chosen not for his work at Roottrees Candy, but rather a clothing company, Roots. There's a brief history. Before they married, Carl's wife Brenda was a fashion consultant. When Raina was born, Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mother. Looking for a creative outlet, she spent any free time she had at the sewing machine. Raina's new clothes were a hit with other parents, including Carl's cousin. Oh, okay. Let me add something here. So, let me make it a new dot point. So, cousin Jim Roottrees. Okay. I know. Okay, and the cousin's a singer. That's a good. Let me just also add that. So. Singer. So I guess, yeah, I did say something about, like, celebrity. So, a notable singer who had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. Okay, so that's something else. Let me add. Had daughter around the time Raina was born. Word spread. By 1982, Brenda's patterns were being copied by other brands. Seeing the demand, Carl and his second cousin, Ernie Jr., who had just become president Roottrees at the time, spearheaded Root. Okay, let me add that as well. Hold on. So, second cousin. So that means same great-grandparents, but not the same grandparents. So Ernie Jr., president of the candy company at the time. So same great-grandparents, not the same grandparents. So I think Ernie Jr. has to be like either the third or fourth. No, because technically, same great-grandparents. Not the same grandparents, so like an in-law. So maybe third or fourth. Or maybe second. No. If it were third cousin, maybe second to third. So maybe what? No. Third cousin. If it was third cousin, it would have been the second to third president. My brain is frying. So, what else is there? Oh, okay. Other blood relatives who have a say in the company's finances refused to fund anything other than candy, so Carl personally spent his entire inheritance to bankroll the clothing company. When the profits began to appear, however, the rest of the family changed their tune. They repaid his investment, and now Root exists under the umbrella of the candy company, and they all benefit. Per tradition or perhaps superstition, new clothes always debuted the way the first ones did. Raina became their catalog's cover model. As she grew, the product line expanded to older kids as well. Her younger sisters were then recruited to show off the baby clothes. Carl was voted Watchman of the Year primarily for his personal gamble and the ensuring payoff. So let me just save that. And then I'll take this. Let me just go to this and add the photo here. So I feel like there's got to be a bonus photo here. So now we're going to need to get... Okay, so I think that's him done, but it's not going to automatically lock in until I get like maybe 6 correct. So let's see what else I can do. Wait, hold on. What else? Yeah, there was a Jim, the cousin. I could search. Yeah, let's search up Jim. Jim Roottrees. Oh, here we go. We got a printer going. Oh, wait. Let me just James Roottrees. Oh, Jim and Diamond. Hello. What is this? So, partner/wife. Diamond. Oh, so there is a diamond. Wait, hold on. I already got the wife name down. So, partner, singer. I think it is LaRue or LaRoe. LaRoe. LaRue? No, LaRox? Okay, so who sings in the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond? The duo, according to many sources you find, is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song Rolling Down to the City. Let me just copy that. One-hit wonder. Rolling on down to the city. Is now in your evidence folder. Okay. Although Jim writes the majority of song, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but has its fans who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. Okay, let me just add that as well. So, fan base is Diamond Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. So, other music, Cherry Tree, and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse and hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. So let's go to periodicals. Let's look up Jim Roottrees. What else? What? Cherry Tree or Sound of Laughter? Or maybe like Diamond. Oh no, hold on. Let me look it up more here. Diamond Dazzlers. Okay, nothing. Let's go back to the evidence. Ooh, rolling down to the city, Jim and Diamond. So rolling down to the city was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979. According to the liner notes, it satirizes how a part of society was content to remain indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East. Unless pop culture tricked them into caring, somewhat ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came from roller discos. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Maybe that's why you never heard of it before now. This image is from an auction for a seal copy. It has a sticker that says, "Only the great grandson of Elias Roottrees could make disco this sweet." Okay, let me just note that down. So, great grandson of Elias Roottrees. It is credited to Peter Oh, this might be important. So hold on. Hold on. And then let me go back to the evidence. Peter Janowicz. Or maybe like more... Wait, hold on. Let me try spider search this name. Peter Janowicz seemed to be a music critic. You find him mentioned on a fan website about a band unrelated to the Roottrees. He used to work for Modern Music Monthly before the magazine went under. Ah, here we go. We got it. Modern Music Monthly. Okay, copy that. Modern Music Monthly. It might not mean just like MMM. Bingo! We got it! So Peter Janowicz wrote a great many reviews and articles for Modern Music Monthly. You don't see anything irrelevant anywhere in the first few pages results, and there are too many results to look through them all. If you were looking for specific album names or artist names, you may have a better luck. Ooh, Jim and Diamond. Jim and Diamond. There we go! Ooh, this is a lot. A review and interview from 1979 titled "A Reluctant Hitmaker, Jim Goes Into His First Band." Until a few years ago, Diamond and I were in C&J plus J&D with my cousin and his ex. Clark never knew his father, so our grandpop insisted he spend time with my dad and me. As a result, Clark and I grew up like brothers. Diamond and Jane, on the other hand, are actually sisters. Okay, so... But wait, there's like a Kim. Or maybe Kim could be like the mother name? So the four of us had sort of a cutesy family band thing going on. Not our finest hour. Regardless, when Diamond walked in on Clark in bed with her... Oh, scandal! Walked in on Clark in bed with her younger sister. Everything exploded. No more family band. The only thing Clark and I had in common was music, but even then we never agreed on what it should be. He was always more interested in catchy tunes, something you hum a week later. I've been told rolling is like that, but that wasn't my goal. When he called me up and said he liked it, I took it as a sign I was going in the wrong direction musically. That made him laugh, but I'm trying to make art. I don't mind saying any of this because he agreed. For most of the decade he was a mess, but he's a lot happier now. He started Raffer Tunes, and he is much better jingle writer than songwriter. One of the benefits of our famous family is a massive company willing to be a client. That's also how my father was connected to Roottrees. All of his old ad campaigns were hung on the walls over the record player, but I was never interested. I just went straight for the music. I guess Clark was paying more attention. Okay, let me just add Clark. Where is Clark? Clark. He is C and J. Oh, Clark. Wait. So Clark and Jane might have been married. Maybe I'll add C and J plus J and D. So then Diamond and Jane are sisters. Never knew his father. Never knew his father. What else was Clark in? It did say something what he did. I got so thrown. Let me just try and read this back. Raffatoons. There we go. Started Raffatoons. And then Jingle Rider. So technically songwriter. Just gotta save these. Maybe let's try Raffatoons. And then Clark. Or maybe like I can try spider search Raffatoons. There we go. A website about Raffatoons. Clark Rafferty LaRue. Advertising firm. On there's an about page, and you find a picture labeled "The Inspiration for the Famous Super Bowl and Ad Campaign." Below that is more detail. Clark was in a department store getting a family portrait with his wife and children, and when his wife was trying to get his youngest Katrina to calm down for the picture, he had the idea for the Roottrees Super Bowl ad. Let me just look in the evidence. So let's see. So this must be Clark, his children and wife. So Katrina, he's got a youngest daughter. Let me just write this. Wife and children. And then probably add something about maybe youngest daughter is Katrina. All right, let me just go back to the tree. So this was a star. So they were cousins. Did I write that? Yeah, right here. Jim Roottrees is the first cousin, so if they are all siblings, then that would make them cousins. So this must be... No, that's... Did I remember to take a... I think I might have forgot to get a picture. Yeah, here. There we go. So I'll add them. So this has to be James Roottrees. And singer? Musician? Yeah, there we go. Musician. Musician. And then the spies? Oh my god. Diamond. Because it was Jim and Diamond. And then I'll use this photo right here. So it looks like there could be another one right here. So... Wait, I could get another photo? Could it be... No, that can't be her because she's married to Clark. I don't know where to put Clark right now. But for now, I think I got Jim sorted. Let's see, who else? Oh yeah, wait, let me go back to Elias and Gwyneth. Yeah, let me look up let me search up Gwyneth. If I could remember how to spell. What type? Yeah, Gwyneth Anderson. There we go. We got it. So you find some information on a website for the first Anderson Maple Farm. There are a few pictures, including a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth, the photo that was added to your evidence. I did not mean to drag it. So before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Roottrees was Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brothers, so as the oldest sister, she was to inherit the Anderson Maple Farm so long as she married. Before Elias took over, the farm produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias's idea to create candy instead. Their success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. This led to 5 pieces, which are still found in stores to this day. Though the Roottrees Candy Company expanded well beyond their original farm, it has been preserved as a tourist attraction. According to their website, there are still daily demonstrations and educational tours that show off many of the turn-of-the-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 1900s. Let's go back to evidence. Here we go. This must be the founders. So technically... Oh, wait. So Gwyneth must be a farmer or something if she had to own the farm. Because if she had no brothers... Maybe she might have had a sister. But then again, she's not... Like, her family... Like, I guess... Her side of the family's not really much importance. So she didn't have brothers, so she either had been an only child or maybe only had sisters, but she was the oldest, so by default she had to earn the farm through marriage. So this is a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth Roottrees. It was taken in 1909 after they founded the Roottrees Candy Company, but before it was a success. From what you found searching the internet, it seems quite difficult to find any side about Elias and Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. Elias and Gwyneth are on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. They will be marked on the chart with a star. Yep. Right here. I like that. It's just a hand-drawn star. So I think that might be done. I wish they auto-scratch it off as I do it. So now let's go back here. So I think Gwyneth had to be farm? Yeah, farmer. And then this must be her, and this must be him. What did I do? Oh, wait! Well done, I did it! What did I lock in? Entries are correct and have been locked. White, Brenda, and Diamond. Sweet. Oh, so, okay, I got the wife wrong. So she's not a farmer. Maybe housewife. Alright. So I need to find at least 3 more, but let's see. Who else can I try to search up? So, Carl, Oh, Gwyn Roottrees. Yeah, let's look up Gwyn Roottrees. So, Gwyn Roottrees. Oh, I find some information on a website about old films that are not yet available on VHS. The site is not very well organized and the search is broken, but you can get to individual pages from your search engine. Gwyn Roottrees is a somewhat well-known actress who was active in the 1950s. Let me just jot this down. So, Gwyn Roottrees. Actress in the 50s. She often appeared in tabloids, especially around the time of her highly publicized divorce. Ooh, okay, that's important. So, divorced. So now we'll just need to try and find the partner who she married and divorced. Her biggest role was the minor hit movie Guys Like Us. She left Hollywood after the flop of Christmas Mission. There's a widely circulated picture of Gwyn from behind the scenes on one of her movies, which you've added to the evidence. So did you know trivia? Gwyn was the granddaughter of Elias Roottrees. Okay, so granddaughter of Elias Roottrees. So granddaughter. So the founder of the Roottrees candy. She shouldn't have been named Roottrees, but her father took her famous name, which was quite rare in those days. Okay, so... Oh, so the mother was the Roottrees. Mother Roottrees by birth, and then father took Roottrees name in marriage. Better save that. What else? Oh, yeah, the evidence. Let me just try and find the picture. So this is her? She's giving off major Marilyn Monroe vibes. I don't know why. Is it because of the hair? Is it like the outfit? Is it just the expression? Better take a photo of that. So she is a notable, yes. So let's go and, so we know she's like an actress of the 50s. So let's go back to the billboard. So she was, okay, so this is the one, yeah, split up. So yeah, that, let me check to see, that's a star but still married. So I think she's the only one in this line where, yeah, so she's granddaughter, so that means parent. So right here, this must be Gwyn. Gwyn Roottrees, an actor? Maybe actor, yeah, because it can't say actress. Oh, so it looks like she had 2 kids. So what else is there to look? Let's go back to the computer. What about, like, Gwyn Roottrees divorce? By searching for variations of Gwyn Roottrees, you came across some mentions of a marriage to Wild Bill. Okay, let me just add that. Ex-hubby... Wild Bill Williams. I think I could just type up Williams and go from there, but they divorced before the birth of her second child. Okay. You know what? Let me just look up Wild Bill Williams and see what else I can get from him. So you find some information on a website about old films that are not yet... No, I've read that. So this here, he was the leading man of some non-notable movies in the 1950s. He appeared in an adventure movie called Fortune Favors the Grave, which is yet to be released for home audiences. You don't find any additional information about that film. He was known for his good looks and off-screen romances, specifically with blondes. Okay, he's got a type. So he was married 4 different times to 4 different actresses who all were blonde, and there's a famous Hollywood rumor that he even approached Marilyn Monroe at a party and that she was already aware of his reputation. So he grew up in Paris, France. He returned there often. So, French. Well, I don't say born, so I can say grew up in France. And then occasionally visits. Okay, let's see, what else can I do? Maybe go back to the board. So, we'll... Wild? Or Bill? What else can I look for? Maybe periodicals? Maybe I'll come back to him in a while. I mean, he's the divorced hubby, so he's not very important right now. Let's try red root tree. Ooh, red. Let's see about this one. Red root tree. So I find information on a website about strange historical facts. Aloysius Herring Roottrees, aka Red, was an appointed judge and politician who earned his nickname ironically because he was the ambassador to Ireland for only about 6 days. He served what some people contend is the shortest term in history. After a few days after he was appointed, he was heard disparaging his position and the Irish people. He then tried to run for state senate. He claimed to be related to the Roottrees Candy Company in a newspaper ad, but it came out that the last name was merely a coincidence and he was defeated in the landslides. Okay, so he's not an actual Roottrees. So that's automatically crossed out. Oh, and instead of star, it's now became like the red herring. Lols. Let's try Lauren. Lauren Roottrees now. So let me just... Lauren. Ooh, okay, so let me just... Lauren Roottrees. And she is author. So save that, just to make sure. So let's see what else. A distant relative of the Roottrees sisters is known for her book, A Life Between Wars. Okay, that might be important. So according to a website about famous authors, in the early 1960s, Lauren released a few romance novels under her married name. Oh, Rafferty! Married name Rafferty. Oops. Okay, stay here. There we go. There we go. Let me just add this. Married name Rafferty. Oh, now it adds up to like Clark Rafferty LaRue. Oh, okay. I think now Clark probably has married Jane. But let me just keep reading this. So, to little fanfare, when her publisher learned she had been keeping diaries about her famous family, they insisted she release them under her original name, Lauren Roottrees, to take advantage of her family's notoriety. The selection of diary entries released in 1965 as A Life Between Wars spans from the untimely death of her husband in World War II to coping with the post-war world as a young widow and mother, as well as her perspectives on changing times and socialites all the way through the entry into Vietnam. While the content is not considered particularly relevant to modern audiences, it has found new life as an exercise in high school English classes to show an evolution in writing style and for a look into life in the previous generations. After the success of her diaries, her publisher re-released her romance novels under the name Lauren Roottrees. This included Romance in Court, which gained popularity. She followed the re-release up by writing 2 new sequels, creating what fans refer to as Court Jester series. You find no recent details about Lauren, though she is listed as retired. Okay, so she's retired. Author. So let me just edit this. Author. And then retired. There we go. So let me see what else. Oh, A Life Between Wars. Let's try spider search this. Oh wait, Life Between Wars. This. A Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottrees. Maybe. What else can I add? Oh wait, public library. Duh. A Life. Hold on, let me just look it back. A Life Between Wars. I'm copying, but it doesn't like paste. How do I paste? So alive between wars. I can't even type. Wars. Lauren Roottrees. Here we go. Hardcover student edition, republished in 1993, non-fiction. It seems you've hit the jackpot here. This is a book occasionally taught in schools. You even find a hardcover edition for students that has full-page, high-quality pictures in it. A summary of the contents of the book, photos, as well as some particularly relevant entries from the diary have been added to your evidence. Okay, let's look here. So let's back here. Oh, what's this? The next generation, the 5 pieces. Oh, so this is like the these are all the children, the 5 children. So Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. This is the 5 pieces. Caption: this picture was famous in our house. Pop even had it framed. That's him on the left. It was taken in 1935 to celebrate the move to the new warehouse that Eli Jr. designed. Angie and I both wanted to be in the photo since Miracle was in it, and the 3 of us were all about the same age. We were told only the 5 pieces, which really didn't go over well, to say the least. Eventually, I suppose to stop the tantrums, they posed us in front of the camera with Mr. Morden, who was there with Aunt Gwendolyn. I found out years later that they never even took a second photo of Aunt Gwendolyn, right? What else can I take a photo of? Maybe this one? Click everywhere. I click everywhere. I'll get photos. Get photos of everyone. So Lauren's diary contains some labeled pictures. Then this is the next generation. Caption: an attempt to recapture the spirit of the 5 pieces photo with our generation for old time's sake. We gathered on the warehouse floor. I wanted Eli to stand all the way on the left, since to me he looked a lot like Pop did in the old one, but I was outvoted by my brothers. They insisted the 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind and in front of us. The only one too good to make an appearance was Gwen. Grandma insisted we include Sam even if we didn't want to. None of us understood why including Sam, so which one of these is Sam? I also didn't think if their Miracle made it in, since he's technically a 5-piece. I guess my inner child still holds a grudge even after all these years. What else is there? Ooh, okay, so this is all like, oh, this is now important. Alright, so let's look at the diary. So take pictures. So this has to be Lauren. The below are notes and observations you made while skimming through Lauren Roottrees' diary pages in A Life Between Wars. Lauren Roottrees is on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. She will be marked on the chart with a star. So, okay, that's good to know. So the book was published in 1965 and consists of diary entries that stretch from 1940 to 1965. The most important event that much of the diary and Lauren's thoughts revolve around was the loss of her husband, Jacob. Okay, so that's her husband's name. Husband Jacob. Jacob Rafferty. Because she had to use her Roottrees for the book. Alright, Jacob oofed or passed in the final months of World War II while Lauren was pregnant. This left her to raise her son Clark alone. Lauren never remarried and only had 1 child. Okay, so by skimming the pages of the diary, you glean the following information. She was the granddaughter of Elias and Gwyneth on her father's side. Her mother's family was called the Cossells, but she hardly ever mentions them. So mother Cosell family, doesn't mention often. What else? Her father, who she always refers to as Pop, was the head lawyer of the Roottrees Candy Company and helped to write a legal document called the Planted Trust. What's this? Okay, let me just jump back to evidence. It's clear from context that the Roottrees have internal shorthand names for the different generations of their family. Lauren uses them often. 5 pieces, the first generation of the children by Gwyneth and Elias. Lauren's father was in this generation. Okay, so the next generation was Lauren's generation. The free spirits, the generation after Lauren's, including her son. So it was her. Okay, hold on. I'm going back. So she was the one with the star. So other than her. Wait, yeah, she had a son, and her son, like, she can't be here because her son, yeah, her son has kids, and whoever is the star over here has married but doesn't have children yet, or has chosen not to, so I assume this must be her. Lauren, let me just type that in, Lauren. And then maybe author? Yeah, author. Oh! What did I was just about to put everyone else in. I didn't get to read the Clandid Trust. Oh, but she was a housewife. Okay. Booyah, even though I haven't flopped in the following. Oh, wait a minute.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes. But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Rootree reunion. I also found some important-looking papers. You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Okay, so I need to find 9 more. Hold on, let me go backtrack here. So this is her, so then her husband is Jacob Rafferty, and then I believe the photo is this one. Ooh, so there's another... Oh, so there's another one with her. Could this be her? Like the hairstyle? I'm just guessing here. And then she had Clark Rafferty, and I believe this is him. Oh my goodness, wait. He's married, split up, married, split up, married. Okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, so this is his 2 children here, so I will put... I don't know which photo. But I'll put the wife's photo here. Because she has to be, like, the recent one with the... So he's had a kid with the second wife, so this is third wife and the 2 children. What was he? He's not director. Or... not musician. Anchor... teacher... I'll come back to see with his occupation. So what... Yes, Clandid Trust is still there. Anyways, let me just keep reading. So... 5 pieces was the first one. And then followed by Lauren's generation. And then the generation after her is her son. So let's look at the complaints. An entry entitled Complaints from Lauren Roottree's diary written in 1953. Excuse me. This entry seems to focus specifically on one of the Lawrence family members, Gwyn, who is on the notable Roottrees list. It seems everyone has something to complain about. Gwyn, as an only child, complained of loneliness. I told her that being expected to watch after 3 younger brothers didn't feel like a blessing, but it fell on deaf ears. During the summer where I went to stay with her and Aunt Margot, I hoped she would be the sister I never had and that I'd do the same for her. I even tried to dye my hair blonde to fit in with the 2 of them. What a mess, but she just complained to her I was the lucky cousin. Now she's off living the glamorous life while I'm stuck here with Clark. I must admit seeing her everywhere contributes to my unhappiness. Her visage stares at me even now from my coffee table. She gets to be in starlet and tell tales of how she gallivants around the world, kissing the likes of Harrison Lane and Wild Bill Williams, which ended up being her husband. She's the first Rootree woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I am jealous. If I were not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? Well, yeah, you became an author. But I'm off topic. A girl with all the luck in the world was jealous of me, and now though I have been undoubtedly burdened by terrible tragedy, I am also lucky to be born into a family that can support me for eternity. I can raise a child without worry, unlike countless other widows. If any of them were to hear me complaining, they would rightfully scoff just like I do at Gwen. Okay, Dynasty. From an entry entitled Dynasty from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1958, it focuses on the day her grandfather Elias announced he would step down as president of the Rootree Candy Company and the meeting to determine his successor. I wish I had been a fly on the wall today. Clancy told me that everyone got quite heated. Granddad was furious none of his sons would take over as president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers, nobody's got time for candy. So with the 5 pieces refusing to step up, it came down to us next gens. Pop argued at length that the company should stay with our branch of the family, since we still have the Rootree name. But I'm not even sure Clancy would have wanted it. But he's the one who has volunteered. Instead, it ended up going to Zach. So Zach became the second president. Even though his surname doesn't match the candy, he's the firstborn son of the firstborn 5-piece. Okay. I'm not sure how that's relevant to running a company, but Granddad has always had very particular views when it came to his bloodline. I asked Clancy if it ever came up to that a woman could take over. After all, Angie's older than Zach, and I'm next oldest of us all, but he just laughed. I'll never forget the cuss words Pop used when he told Ma it wouldn't go to us. Mother, ever the quick-witted, at least with catty remarks, countered back, maybe they wanted it to go to the only member of the family who looks like he samples the products. Okay, Sam. So this is Sam. So an entry entitled Sam from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1963. From a previous entry, you learned that Elias Roottree had given in to his wife and announced that Sam, an obscure relative, was to be included in the family gatherings. Gwyneth has been pushing to include Sam for quite some time. Lauren writes, "Why Sam? I have many distant relatives I'd never met. After all, Granny had sisters and Granddad had a brother or two, but I was told trim their branches from the family's trees, so why is Sam special? Nothing adds up, and I'm not the only one to realize." Angie summoned all the next gens to a secret meeting in Zach's office. Gwyn's in Paris, but the rest of us, including Miracle's boys, spent ages trying to unravel the mystery. I didn't recognize Sam at Uncle Junior's wedding to Patsy last year. At the reception, when I asked who Sam was, Pop shushed me and said it was complicated. Quote, complicated? Oh, okay, so Sam is the secret child. The secret love child. Clancy swore he saw Sam working alongside the farmhands, EC and John, when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing that, Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all 3 are on the books. Eli, Miracle's youngest, not my brother, even chimed in. Apparently, when he was riding his mini bike alongside the farm a few weeks ago, Sam gave him some old tools and taught him how to make the bike's engine faster. None of us think that proper for a multitude of reasons, but Eli certainly seems thrilled. At the end of the day, nothing explains why an outsider has cozied into family affairs, especially one who works on the farm of all places. Whatever happened to blood is thicker than syrup? Why is Granddad making an exception now? Oh, instead of water, because ironically they own the maple farm. That's funny. So Clark. One of the final entries called Clark from Lauren Roottrees' diary, written in 1964. Clark's getting married, and in my opinion, far too young. He's barely 18 for goodness sake, and Danielle isn't much older. Okay, so that's his first wife. Because then somehow they divorce. So Danielle can't be the third wife. Because because he married at least 3 times, so Danielle's the first one. But openly confronting them would make me a hypocrite. After all, Jacob and I got married at 16. Yeah, that's younger than Clark's married age. So Clark, like the rest of his generation, is a free spirit. What else do you call a group of kids growing up? With more money than any one person can spend. They all aspire to be musicians and artists and dancers and all sorts of nonsense. The only one who has any discipline is Carl, but that's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Maybe I'm just getting old, but our generation was never so bad. My brothers all seemed to pursue paths of knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us would ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Pop seemed to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. And as for me, my first published book, Swashbuckle My Heart, is based on the pirate stories I used to invent with Jacob when we were walking in the woods after school. I think he'd be proud that Clark and I are carrying on his name. Even my cousins are doing well. Zach's not a bad president after all, and his sister seems to be doing a good job raising her twins. Gwyn is Gwyn, but at least she came out of the divorce with her head held high. She even told us she might come home next year so we can meet her kids. But the free spirits in any other family, they all end up in the streets, even Clark. Okay. So what's this one? This was buried under a ton of other mail that Carr left in his inbox. It had a handwritten note attached that seemed personal. It is a flyer about a candidate for local office, Stephanie Jones. Okay, these might be important. Take photos. On the back is an excerpt from a newspaper article from the Butler County Times about her campaign. Ooh. Let me just, what was it? Butler County Times. Butler County Times. And then Stephanie? What else was that? Jones. It was Jones. Stephanie Jones. Okay, so the most recent mention of Stephanie Jones is a small report detailing the election results from last month's election. Stephanie apparently won her election. You also find the full version of the newspaper clipping on the back of the campaign mailer. While most of it is unimportant, you do find the following. Stephanie Jones, born Stephanie, landed. Okay, let me just... So Jones is the married name, yep. Stephanie Jones. Birth name Landon. Okay. Until her marriage to local business owner Brian Jones. Okay, husband. / partner Brian Jones has lived in Butler County her whole life. Stephanie grew up in a home without a father. With my mother and her partner, I essentially had an entirely female influence. Though she is a distant cousin. Distant? How distant? I'll just write distant cousin. Okay. Jones. Distant cousin to Roottrees. Her mother, Caroline. Okay, that might be important. Let me add this. Mother Caroline. I don't know the last name, but at least if I can... A local artist there we go. Who has appeared on the front page of the Butler County Times in the past, has often come out opposed to the corporation's policies regarding deforestation of indigenous trees to expand their maple farms. Unlike my mother, I'm not a fighter. I want to bring love to the world. Okay. So let me just read Clancy Trust here. So the Clancy pronouns Clansed. So I guess I said it right. Trust is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottrees, who was Eliza's son and the Roottrees Candy Company's head lawyer. Ooh, let me write this down. This might be important. So, Elias's son, Roottrees Candy Penny. So head lawyer. Head lawyer of Roottrees Candy Company. At the time, due to its unique nature, it's often brought up in online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual numbers have never fully been disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. The Clancy Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which family members have tried to forcibly remove another member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. The only information you discover is from a university law school which apparently had a guest lecturer talk about the Roottrees versus RR in 1994. While looking into the Clancy Trust, you often find the mentions of the 5-piece guarantee which went into effect at the same time. 5-piece guarantee. What's this one? Let's search that. So the 5-piece guarantee, in combination with the Clancy Trust, was Elias Roottrees' attempt to ensure that the Roottrees Candy Company would remain a family business for eternity. In isolation, it is somewhat baffling. The yearly salary of Roottrees' president is always locked up to the price of a single pack of 5 pieces. When the 5-piece guarantee went into effect, this was 25 cents a year. Now it's closer to $4. Combined with the Clancy Trust, however, it makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to ensure that only his direct relatives could afford to be president, and he knew that because their passive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have a vested interest in keeping the company as profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was a smart or successful decision, it is widely debated both online and in person by economics enthusiasts, all of levels expertise. Okay, let's go back. What else? Oh, wait. Let me just finish off here. So Stephanie may have grown up in an unconventional family, to say the least, but in her words, it was still full of love. And now, 22 years later, with a baby of her own due around Christmas, her message for voters is simply, love is our future. The handwritten note says, Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to the candy company, but if you could talk to your girls about putting out a statement supporting Stephanie, she could use the publicity your daughters bring. Don't let our conflict spread to the next generation. CM. Who's CM? Because it's Brian Jones and... Okay, that's interesting. Someone CM. What else? Oh, this is the Free Spirits. This was with the, Let's take a photo of everybody. Okay, so this photo has a note attached from your employer. Every 20 or so years, the Roottrees would hold a big reunion and recreate an old family photo. This is the one from the 70s, and Carl's the teenager in the middle. Okay, the middle. Sorry about the water damage. A pipe burst in Carl's office. On the back of the photo, in childish print writing, it says November. There are also a large number of cursive signatures. They include Bonnie, next president, Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr., Caroline, Gwyneth M., Gwendolyn, Miracle Jr., Jim Roottree, Clark, Carl, and Eli M. Wait a minute. Childish print writing November, so I would say the child. Could the child be November? Maybe? What else? Ooh, let's take a photo of these. So this photo has a note attached from your employer. Here's a bonus. When I pulled the water damaged picture of the Free Spirits out of the frame, this fell out too. Written on the back of the photo is, couldn't make the reunion, wishing you well from Paris, Gwyn, and the boys. Oh, so yeah, this was... Yeah, so the husband would visit. So yeah, he would visit France because they all moved there. So this must be another picture of Gwyn, like the actress. What else? What's this? maybe take a photo of this. So this photo was tucked inside an envelope with a letter beneath a candle in the corner of his office. The letter says, "To Carl and Brenda, I'm sorry that you were unable to attend the funeral. It's traditional to have it as soon as possible. And Ernie, more than anyone else on earth, knew how busy your job can be. I've enclosed the Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects, though it's not expected for those outside of the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. He had an immense amount of pride for the work you three did together, as well as how Carl has carried on for him after taking over." So Carl had... Wait, Ernie... Maybe Ernie Jr. was the fourth. Ernie or Ernie Jr.? Oh, my client returns. Let's see here. So the Roottrees sisters and their parents sort out the family tree. After some time, they returned with a resource of a photo of Carl's generation taken in the mid to late 1970s, as well as some papers and mail from his office. They then said they had a bit more to share after 9 more. Okay. Let's go back to notable. Oh, I've got everyone. Okay, how about we look up Miracle Jr. now? Yeah, let's look up Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. Roottree, maybe? Yes. Can't even type. Well, maybe just Miracle Jr.? Let's try that. So Miracle Jr. doesn't go by his full name in promotional materials. Instead, he has shortened it to Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. is a televangelist who is a part of the Miracle Network. Okay, Miracle Network. Miracle Network. And then Miracle Jr. Bugger. Let me just keep reading. He used to have a show that aired on local access across many stations in the northeastern United States, according to a website called Clergy Watch. Oh, that's what I need. Maybe I'll try that. Clergy Watch. Clergy Watch. I forgot to type. What? Did I type it right? According to the website Clergy Watch, he was exposed and subsequently charged with conspiracy to defraud the public in 1979 when he claimed to heal someone in a wheelchair. A news expose revealed that it was his wife Edith's sister in disguise. Okay, so Miracle has... Let me just save here. So, Miracle Jr. So, wife's sister is... No, wait. Wife is Edith. Okay, what else? The author also mentions that Edith had a bit of a checkered past herself, but doesn't clarify. He has since lost his television show and instead goes on tour across the southern United States, where he was not well known before the scandal. So he used to be a TV anchor. Used to work on TV. Maybe I'll search up here. Miracle Network. There we go. So I find a website for the Miracle Network, a promotion company run by the Miracle Roottrees estate. It's quite bare bones, but has the following blurb. Witness the testimonies of the Miracle's Roottrees. Miracle Roottrees arrived so late in his mother's life that doctors swore he wouldn't survive his first year. His mother and father, Elias and Gwyneth, named him Miracle because they thought him impossible. He was younger than his brothers and sisters by over 14 years. Okay, so he must be the last child. With a birth that late, the final child of his generation. Yep, let's go to... So, 1, 2, 3, 4... I can't even see. Here we we go. This must be... I can't get a picture. There we go. But this one has to be Miracle. Yeah, because there's like 3 miracles? Okay. And then his wife was Edith? Oh, maybe Edith Jacobson? Because there's only one Edith. And then... advertising? Maybe? What else can I do here? Let's go back to the computer. Final child of his generation was nearly torn apart by countless health problems, but still with the power of God on his side, he persevered. He triumphed over these complications and even regained his sight to spread the healing word of the Almighty. Did not mean to... Okay. 23 years later, Michael Roottrees Jr. Miracle! I can't even read. And became the famous family's second vessel for the higher power. At 18, he unburdened himself from the Roottrees name and took his father's testimony to a whole new level via the power of television. Miracle Jr. spread the gospel across the entirety of New England. He has since left the life of glamour and glitz behind to reach those places that need it most. The power of the Lord coming to town near you. Below the blurb is a flyer about the tour, which is in your evidence. Okay, let's go to evidence right here. So we got 2 pictures here. Okay, so witness the power of the Lord in the summer of '96, 3 Generations of Miracles tour, featuring testimony from world famous Miracle Jr. Ooh, I'm liking the title. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me just hold on, read this. Miracle Jr., who is said to be the world-famous and gets top billing, Miracle Jr. is on a notable Roottrees listing evidence it will be marked on the chart with a star. Miracle Roottrees, who the flyer says will make a special appearance, Miracle Third and his wife Nicole. Okay, so the Miracle Third wife Nicole. Let me just quickly add that to the billboard. So hold on. I think. Yeah, this is Miracle Jr. This has to be Miracle Jr. Miracle Jr. And then this one has to be Miracle the Third. And then Nicole. Ooh, so it can either be Madsen or Smith. I'll have to look them both up. What else? Maybe... What? Okay, hold on. Let me just get the... This one. So who was the wife for the second? Oh wait, Edith, right? How about I try Nicole Madsen? Let's try Nicole Madsen. So let's try Nicole Madsen. What other, hold on, what else? What else am I missing? List of names, here we go. Nicole. There's an Eloise, but I don't know where, so hold on, Nicole. Nicole Smith, maybe? Let's try Nicole Smith. Okay, so Miracle Third was Nicole, but I don't know which Nicole yet. So if I figure out one of the Nicoles... Wait, can I go back to... Let's look... Wait, I might need... Yeah, Lauren did... Yeah, wait, let me look back up Lauren. Lauren Roottrees. And, what else? Romance in Court. Let's try looking up that. Romance in Court? Lecture on the Middle Ages. What else is there? Court Jester? Let's try that, maybe? Oh, is it O? What else? Oh, okay, hold on. Wait, let me just go back and do... So this is her. Yeah, the nose is the same, kind of. And then, obviously, she's got the two boys here. What else can I do? Oh, wait, yeah, his first wife was Danielle, right? Danielle Franks. But they split, and then he remarried again, and they had a kid who married, and then, who else can I do? Is it something about maybe Preach? I did see Preacher. Preacher? Could they just be preachers? I don't know what I'm doing. So we know Miracle's the youngest. Everyone is 14 years. Let's look back at the photos. So this is the 5. Oh, this must be him, yeah. Let me just... Now, he looks like a child here. Wait a minute. Okay, sorry, I'm kind of jumping around. And what if this is Katrina, like the youngest? Because she looks sad because it says to calm down. Because she's the only one not smiling. Maybe this could be her. Katrina Rafferty. She might... Maybe just a K-12 student? Oh! What did I do? Sweet! I just made a guess on that photo. Booyah! Alright, so we got the picture down. Okay, so then that means... Where's the other... Yeah, so it's her. So she also probably has to be like a student K-12. But I don't know her name yet. But that was correct. What else? Oh my goodness. This is insane. Wait, there's like another one here. Could it be? Could it be that one? No, there were like the 5. Wait a minute. I saw the rainbow. I did see the rainbow. Could the rainbow be you? Could that be you? I'm gonna try and see what the hint could do. So yeah, Elias started a family business. He must have received some attention. Oh, Business Watch! Oh my god, I forgot! I forgot he was also Watchman of the Year. Why am I so stupid? Let's go... Business Watch. Elias... Roottrees. There we go. So Elias Roottrees was awarded Watchman of the Year in 1936 for his accomplishment of rolling out 5 pieces to a global market. Notes from the article and a scan someone made of the cover has been added to evidence. Okay, let's go. Where is it? The mustache, really? 10 cents, but he was the Watchman of the Year in the 36, so that's Elias. So Elias Roottrees was voted Watchman of the Year by Business Watch in 1936, and a painting of him appears on the cover. The magazine says he was voted Watchman of the Year specifically to recognize the global rollout of 5 pieces. Inside the article is a timeline of the 5 pieces. 1908, Elias forms the Roottrees Company after marrying his wife, who inherited a maple farm. During the period before 5 pieces, the company is barely profitable. So 1909, daughter, the first of the 5 children, form to follow, leading to 1922, Elias invents 5 pieces. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials of his 5 children, 1 flavor per child. 5 pieces are first sold in some Pittsburgh markets. 5 pieces are rolled out to all of New England in 28, the new recipe and flavor is finalized and the candy begins nationwide distribution in department stores and other shops everywhere. 1935, the Roottrees Candy Company purchases every available maple farm in Pennsylvania in preparation for their global rollout. With the help of his son Elias Roottrees Jr.'s architectural firm, a new industrialized factory and warehouse are built in the Butler County. In 36, production is tripled and worldwide distribution begins. There is also a What's Next section that claims Elias is going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy, and the Roottrees Candy Company remains a family business. His plans to do with the clients of trust, which I actually looked up. So let me just go back to that and maybe do the picture of him with the mustache. Sweet. Okay. So he had a daughter. So it could be this one or this one. Because then there were like 3 sons. So the second one had to be Elias Jr. Because the last one was Miracle. And I assume the last one was the... What if... Wait, let me just look... Hold on, let me just, let's go back. See if I have something on the 5 pieces. No, I don't think I have. Let's look up the 5 pieces. There we go. So from marketing materials and various candy history sites, you learn that 5 pieces are an iconic candy sold by the Roottrees Candy Company. Although they are no longer the company's only popular product, they still sell well to this day. 5 pieces are small, colorful shell-coated maple candies that since the late 20s have been pressed into the shape of a maple leaf, although they usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. As tastes have changed over the years, so have the 5 flavors, but the shape and combination with the maple have remained consistent. There's also a history of print advertising website that claims to have a 5-piece advertisement scan from a book called The Sweet History of Candy Volume 2 by Charles Lee. Unfortunately, when you click through the website, it seems like all their image links are broken, so... Can I still search this? Maybe try the Sweet History of Candy Volume 2. And then, what was the name? Charles Lee. There we go. 1985 hardcover. This is part of a book of series about all the things candy in the modern world. It starts in 1925 and continues onwards to chronicle the rise of mass production and global distribution. The book ends with a look into the future of candy as envisioned by experts in 1985. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they got pretty much everything wrong. It includes some print advertisements. You'll find a newspaper ad for the 5 pieces from the 1930s added to evidence. Okay, let's go. Here. So you found this advertisement in The Sweet History of Candy, Volume 2 by Charles Lee. It's from 1928, 6 years after the debut of 5 pieces. It states that the flavors are inspired by their children and the order is grape, elderberry, cinnamon extract, melon, and the newest flavor, miracle berry. Well, we knew the miracle was last one, so who is grape? Let's zoom in on this. So a modern candy for a modern society contain 5 different maple-infused flavors. The Roottrees are proud family business and our flavors are inspired by our children. G is for grape, E is for elderberry, CE is for cinnamon extract, M is for melon, and introducing M for miracle berry. Wait, GGG. Yeah, so Elias Jr. has to be elderberry. Elias has to be the second one, right? Let's go. So, hold on. Where's the... Here. I'll just put in Elias Jr. for now. Because then... Wait a minute, what was it? CE. Who is CE? Which one is CE? Wait, is Starlet? Hold on, I need to try, because I have looked up 5 pieces. Maybe I'll try Starlet. Maybe periodicals? Starlet? And then, what was the name? What was it? Gwyn, where was it? Where is she? There we go. Gwyn Roottrees. So, Starlet, Gwyn Roottrees. No. Yeah? Maybe look her up. Starlet here? Spell. Come on. Starlet. There we go. Starlet was a magazine that started with the colorization of film and went until around 1964. Generally, it was a tabloid with a focus on famous actors and actresses. It didn't go much into any other aspect of filmmaking or Hollywood news. Now I can do it. What? What? Maybe it's not a married name? Wait, but what? Do I need to find... No, it doesn't give much on her father. The father took the mother's name. Should I try Wild Bill? Wow, so this comes up but not Gwyn? Are you kidding me? Wild Bill Williams was mentioned many times throughout the magazine's lifespan, with stories and gossip about who he had been seen with in public. Blondes mostly, because he has a type. 3 specific passages stand out. The first mentions one of his first roles was under his real name. Walter Fawcett! Okay, so that's his actual name. That's his actual name. Let me jot that down. Walter. Walter Fawcett. So that means... Would the boys take the dad's name? No, the dad split up before the second son... Yeah, because she had boys. Because this picture locked in. So so she had 2 boys, so the second son was born, didn't, so the dad left, so maybe the first son might have the dad's name, or he might have had the mother's name. Oh, this is getting confusing. My brain is trying to figure this out, and I mean, I'm trying, just let me continue reading. The second is an interview, although he doesn't mention her by name, you determine from the context he's talking about Gwyn Roottrees. Oh my goodness. An apology to all the ladies, I'm actually taken. Earlier this year, I did a friend a favor. He was directing a war movie and asked me to play a small part. Wouldn't you know it, that son of a bitch cut me from the picture. I'm just ribbon. It wasn't his fault. Apparently the studio didn't want to pay for a star of my caliber. I got the last laugh though. I met someone, she spent most of the film crying. She was playing a soldier's wife. But even through the tears, she was incredible. I know I tend to have a reputation, but this one's true love. I only have eyes for her. Ironically, the third is a rumor that his divorce from Gwyn was due to multiple affairs, including one with another actress. An American reader on vacation in Paris claims to have overheard Wild Bill and Gwyn arguing in public, while she was holding a baby and visibly pregnant not long after. Gwyn announced she was divorcing Wild Bill and also that she was pregnant again, giving this rumor more credibility. Okay. Should I try just Gwyn alone? There we go! It's just not the last name. So Gwyn Roottrees was often in Starlet. Most mentions were around the time of her divorce in 1958 from Wild Bill Williams. The gossip is speculative and full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focuses on the fact that when she announced her divorce, she was also announced she was pregnant again. Others mention that the rumor is Wild Bill had multiple affairs, which left her heartbroken. There is also an interview from Ilya in mid-1957 where she was asked about her last name. She answered, Oh my goodness. The power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the most importance of family names and honoring them. My father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottrees has power. Oh, so she would have been Cornwall. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But while combined with an alliteration, Williams is incredibly memorable. Let me write down Cornwall. Where was it? Stephanie Lauren. I'll keep her up because there's still little information. Here we go. Marriage. Birth name. Cornwall. Safe. Okay. Although we've relocated to Paris, I know your readers love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Starlit exclusive about both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottrees for the last name, not Williams. Okay, so they're not Williams. But we also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honor both our family names for the next generation. So the two sons will be not Williams. Roottrees. Okay, what else can I search up? What else is there in the evidence? So the problem is I got all the notables. So So Eli Jr. has to be... Wait, let me... So Angie, something with... Gwendolyn. Who is Gwendolyn? Wait, let me... Gwendolyn. Let me see about Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn. Yeah, but which Gwendolyn? So yeah, she was the firstborn. She had 3 brothers. So yeah, I'm looking back at hints now because I was so stuck. But so basically, I forgot she did republish A Life Between Wars under Roottrees, but Swashbuckle My Heart was under her married name. So let's look up that. Re-released as X Marks the Spot. Okay. X marks the spot. Like this? Bruh. Is it like caps? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Is it cap? Is the R supposed to be capitalized? Ducky, help me! I did that! Am I so stupid? Oh. Lauren. Roottrees. Publishing. Well, maybe like... fully go back to Lauren Roottrees. What was this? Diary? Oh, wait, yeah. It could have still been Roottrees. Duh. I thought it was casually just... Did I just... Why am I so bad at typing? So according to the back of the book, this is a buried treasure by Lauren Roottrees and from the author of the Court series. It also says to keep an eye out for Lauren Roottrees' next book, Revisiting the Diary 10 Leaders. Oh, yeah. Let me write... That might be important. So, Revisiting the Diary 10 years later. So this was a version of Lauren Roottrees' diary released in 1975. Unlike the original diary, it contains no pictures, but has many new passages that reflect on her thoughts 10 years later. One major event happened between releases that changed Lauren's outlook on certain subjects. The death of Elias. A summary of the fallout has been added to your notes, as well as other select pages. Okay, let's go back here. Ooh, revisiting the diary scandal. So the new diary opens with an explosive incident that happened in the decade between the release and the re-release of Lauren's diary. Elias Roottrees had passed, and during the reading of his will, there was an audible gasp when a certain name was read aloud. Samantha Roottrees. Although Sam and her children were not meant to receive monetary inheritance, he had a stipulation that she retained the rights to run the farm and any and all decisions related to it. So Elias was aware of the secret family or so. So Samantha's must have been a secret child out of wedlock, maybe. But then not so secret anymore because now everyone kind of knew. It was then that the scandalous secrets came out. None of the 5 pieces were surprised, but it was quite a shock to everyone else, including Sam. She had been told her parents passed. Apparently, Sam was the illegitimate daughter of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. So let me jot that. That's new. Samantha Roottrees. How do I'm gonna read. Where's illegitimate? Or should I just do out of wedlock? Out of wedlock, child of Elias Jr. and Patricia Christensen. Okay. Patricia, the daughter of a local steel mogul, and Eli Jr. harbored a secret romance at age 16. She became pregnant, and after the birth, her father refused to let her see Eli Jr. ever again. Her baby Samantha was sent to the Roottrees. Elias hid her away with a local farmhand known as Easy. Okay. Patricia was married off to a much older man and sent away. That was the end of that. Almost. None of the next gens had ever met or heard of Patricia until she unexpectedly reappeared, now going by Patsy. After Patsy's husband passed, she reunited with Eli Jr. and they finally married in their 50s. Lauren mentioned the wedding in her first diary without knowing Patsy's history. Eli Jr. had never taken another lover. Lauren, ever the romantic, quite appreciated this. That's adorable. So when Patsy and Eli Jr. finally married, Elias decided Sam should have been a Roottrees in the first place. Even though she was not a part of the Clancy Trust, he wanted to include her in family affairs. That was what led to Lauren's initial entry entitled Sam. Okay, and then we got Sam here. So this is a page of additional notes and context from 1975 10-year anniversary re-release of Lauren's diary. It is a companion piece to the entry about Sam. Clearly, I did not know our true family history when I wrote this. I didn't even know Sam was a Rootree. All of my doubts were ill-founded. She's a fine woman. Had she the chance to grow up with us, Sam might have been the sister figure Gwyn never was. Ernie and the kids are lucky to have her, and her children seem eager to help the family in their own ways. Ernie Jr. has been learning the day-to-day from Zach. It has been a long time since any real Rootree was excited about interested in actual candy as Ernie. As a bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumbs of her mother and her adopted grandfather. Okay, adopted. So Gwyneth has an adoptive grandfather. What I'm most ashamed of is not figuring it all out myself. Sam's a spitting image of Patsy with her jet black hair and green eyes. She doesn't have the thick glasses Patsy did, of course, but I guess that skips a generation. Her children have that covered. Okay, so that's actually interesting. Her children wear glasses. Her children wear glasses. That's important. It's hard to explain that look on Pop's face when they read that the farm's operations would pass to Samantha Rootree. For as long as she was willing, I got flashbacks to when Zach was made president. Mother reframed it to a bit to calm him down. Sam wouldn't receive any candy Monday, after all, and was essentially inheriting the right to rule out the peasants for eternity. Pop warned us away from that farm for years. I never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as confirmed bachelor, and I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate Mr. Miller. I'm not sure Sam will ever forgive Uncle Junior or Patsy for abandoning her to that life. If I were her, I might never forgiven them either. But even so, she seems to blame more than just the two of them. She has no problem with us next gens, but she has a palpable hatred for the Five Pieces and Elias and Gwyneth. Okay, so Clark. So this is a page of additional notes and context from the 1975 about her son Clark. You know what? I'll just read more here because it's just gonna probably repeat. Anyways, so reading this back, I get deja vu. As I write this addendum, Clark's gotten married again. No Rootree has ever remarried. Sure, I lost Jacob and Gwyn divorced Wild Bill just before she had her second. Not even I can blame her for that. I've seen what he gets up to in Starlit, but neither of us ever took a second husband. With the way the world is moving, I guess it was inevitable someone in this family would remarry. I just wish it wasn't my son. I can only wonder if Clark's apparent disrespect for marriage is due to the lack of a real father. I did what I could, and Lord knows Eli C. stepped up and helped, more than I can say for Clancy or Edward. Alright. Eli C. practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers whenever he could. So Eli's marriage seems... Okay, so I think Eli C. has to be Jim's dad. Let me just go to Jim. So... Elias C. Because it had to be his dad, right? Alright, let's go back to the evidence. Eli's marriage seems fine and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock. Pun intended, because Diamond is a rock. A tough rock, more like. So who knows what causes these things. I suspect that he's marrying Jane to keep her from running out on the band. Without her, he'd be the third wheel, and I imagine they wouldn't last long as a trio. But still, I don't think a marriage on such a shaky foundation like that can last. And Lord knows I was right last time. Oh yeah, maybe he did marry... Clark did marry Jane. Maybe that was that could be the second wife he had a kid with. I'm gonna have to Google... search up. Let me search her up. So, Jane Yeah, because they were sisters. Ooh, Jane Del Vecchio is listed on a talent for hire site as a wedding singer. Way down in the credentials section of her biography, it mentions she got her start as a young girl when she was Jane LaRue of the Lucky LaRues. It also mentions to only contact her agent in the event that actually wished to hire her, and that any of all inquiries about her past or her sister would be ignored. Let me look up the Lucky LaRues. hold on, maybe... Lucky. Let's look her up here. The Lucky... Ruse? You know what? I'll read this and see what else is next. So, names. The biggest complaint I got after publishing my diary was how many similar names there are, and I get it. There are 4 Eli's for Pete's sake. But that's how it is. Someone would say, I saw Eli in town, and I wouldn't know which one they meant. My brother, my uncle, my cousin. That's why they became Uncle Junior or Miracles Eli or Eli C. Our family's names was always unusual. Grandpa Elias was a believer in using the names of each generation to honor those in the last. His father and Grandma Gwyneth's father were named Edward and Clancy, so now you can see where my pop's name came from. So her pop had to be either Edward or Clancy. Let me try go here. So maybe Clancy? Wait, there's like 2 Clancys. Okay, that's interesting. One thing that's always been consistent in our family, though, is anytime someone's a junior, they're always the firstborn son. That goes for Miracle, Eli, or even Clancy. With the women, however, it all goes out of the window. I think Gwendolyn got her name from the same combination of Gwyneth and Caroline, who was Elias's mother. Women's names tend to get all mixed up as generations went on. I guess that's because there's no female equivalent of junior. So if you're reading my diary and confused, you're not alone. Even the government has problems. I remember once receiving certified mail for an Edward Clancy Roottrees. I had to break the news they got my father's name backwards. So yeah, it's Clancy Edward. So Clancy Edward Roottrees. Because it said backwards, because they thought it was Edward Clancy. Alright, let's see. Anger. So apparently this is the first thing she could find that she ever wrote. She knows it was for a school assignment about anger, and she believes based on the teacher's name she must have been in the 3rd grade. She doesn't exactly remember the events spelled out here, but she does remember getting in trouble. I got angry when I met a new girl who I do not like. She was dirty and did not have a pretty dress. Me and Pop walked home in town and she hugged him. When I told her he was my Pop, she pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her, and Pop said to treat her nice. Then she said, your Pop is my dad. She screamed it loud in my ear. She was lying to me, and lying is not a nice thing, so I pushed her too. Then I got in trouble. Then Pop took her away. He told me, don't worry, I'm glad she is gone. Okay, maybe this is the secret child. Or something. So we know Elias Jr. married Patsy. Or Patricia. And then that means that's Samantha. Samantha. I better do Samantha. There we go. And that means her children will have glasses. So something about... Maybe she's farmer, because own a farm? Wait. I think there was something about the description of the jet black hair, like the mother. Could it be this woman right here? That's Samantha? Maybe it could be. Put her... Where's... Here. That could be it. Let's see if I've written something that I could try. Oh, I don't think I'll need Carl anymore. Don't think I'll need that. Whatever. Wait, let me look back on, let's try and find Jim and Diamond. So, what else was... Hold on, Jim and Diamond. I could have sworn I should have written this down. Oh, wait, C&J plus J and D. Let me just search this up. Ooh, a band called C&J... Oh, let me remove this. C&J and J&D released one single called These Times. Someone with the username XXX Diehard Dazzler XXX scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently, this was Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentioned that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister, that it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later works. You can't find anything else about the account, the band, or the singles, so that's all that's left to do is to add the scanner evidence. After blasting 35-minute download, the track is also available. Ooh, how do I do that? How do I listen to the music? Do I go here and... Oh, I can, like, adjust the volume? I don't know why. But, how do I... I'll leave it as that. Password... What is... Oh, it's a Game Boy. Okay, let's just, go back to evidence. These times... Okay, so probably take a photo of all of them. Oh wait, I can play here. Oh, because this is the lyrics. I'll just listen and read at the same time.
Life is life, love shall be. Me for you, and you for me. Someday will come, though, that this tree will be the last of what was we. With passing years, all paths diverge. Rivers rambling, onward surge. One source behind old memories, but find their ways to different seas. Someday these times will all be over. All be over. Dew dries on the morning clover. Morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free. We'll tell ourselves these stories older, dwell on warmth, ignore the colder, probably yearn for what could be, rose tinted by youth's memory. So act as though these times ain't fleeting, love still flows, our hearts heart beating. For now ignore fate's destiny, two roads to cross once at this tree. Someday these times will all be over. All be over. Dew dries on the morning clover. Morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free. Someday these times will all be over. All be over. The dew dries on the morning clover. Morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours house for free.
Oh, wait, I can actually listen to this one? Why not? Let's go for it.
We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
Saturday night and you're quite a sight.
The world might be burning, but I'm feeling right.
Making ends meet to pay rent and eat.
We can't afford gas, so we skate in the streets.
Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
On wheels we glide with you by my side.
Inflation is rising, and so is our pride.
Pick our own fate, make love not
They
hate.
fight overseas, but we'd rather skate.
Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
Politicians at large are hopeless.
The bankers in charge are all clowns.
The parties so better than protest.
So signs up while we boogie down, 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 down.
Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Ladies blush and find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
So because she's blonde, I would assume it's this one. And then one of these... Could he be the one with the beard? But Clark was also in it, so let's... Oh, but I can't show that. That's not unlocked. So maybe I'll try this one. There's like two of him. What? What else can I add here? I feel like that's not right. But it's just because I saw the rainbow tie in the corner. It could be him. What else am I missing? Maybe go back to evidence? So these are right. This one's still not locked in as right. But we need to know... Wait, let's look up... What else?
You're listening to WRTT.
It's time for your headlines. Once an hour, every hour, on the 45. It's a bizarre development to an already tragic tale. In the wake of the accident that took his life, some of Carl Roottrees' belongings have apparently gone missing. Most notably, a framed photo of the Roottree family from the mid-1970s that Carl had on his office wall. We interviewed a local psychologist about who would do such a thing and why. For that article, search online for WRTT News. Again, that's WRTT